Right, hello again. Just going to show you this one, the Dortmund game. What I'm thinking of doing with it, to be honest, if you want to copy it. I think this one's on about, I think it's 4:30 UK time, I think UK. Dortmund are the favourite on this one. I think it's about 1.5. So if you look at this, look at about £50 trade. If you're doing that on the favourite on Dortmund, you're going to look at about £25 profit. So it's not good. The strong favourite on this one, to be honest, and I want to make a bit more of it. So what I'm going to do is, this is on the Angel software, which I show you on Patreon. I'm going to be doing some giveaways as well. I think I'm going to start that next week. I said where I'm going to get people access to it for between a day or a month. You don't get a free trial when you first start anyway, but I just want to do some add-ons to that. But yeah, I'll just show you what you can do with it and what I think I'm doing today with this one. So I've already started putting this in place, but let me clear it out and just remember what I wanted to do, to be honest. So I'll just clear it out and show you what I'm doing. So I'll put this for a target profit £50. Dortmund are the strong favourite on this one, and looking at stats, the back stats, they do look pretty strong. I've had a look at, obviously, what we think the score is going to be offhand. It's going to be over 2.5. But I think we're just going to go with this just for now, just give you an idea. I might have a proper look again after. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the 0-0, the 0-1 just in case. I'll show you what I'm going to do with the 1-0 at the moment, the 1-1, the 2-0, 2-1, 3-0, 3-1. So we've got quite a lot covered there. So I'll just take these off so I can show you properly. So I've got quite a few things covered. The 0-0, 0-1, just in case they get a goal in, or we don't go at all. A 1-0, 1-1, 2-0, 2-1, 3-0, 3-1. So we've got quite a few covered there. But what I want to do is, I'm not bothered about this. So what I'm going to do is, if we do this, click 0, it'll adjust what you're putting into the market, and it'll create kind of like a free, well, not a free bet on that one, but a zero liability. And I think we're going to do the same with the 0-1, because if we do get a 0-1 at the start, I don't think it's going to stay at that. Might be wrong, who knows, but we just want to take his liability out of that. And I'll explain why I'm going to do this one next, but what I'm going to do is the 1-0, I'm going to do that at 0 as well. So I'll explain in a minute why I'm doing that, and what I'll do after. The 1-1, I think again, I'm going to cover that on a 0, I think, because I'm looking at Dortmund obviously winning this one. So the money what we're going to get now, the £50, obviously if we leave it at this, is going to be 2-0, 2-1, 3-0 or 3-1. Now we're good, you know what I mean, as liability is less than it would be if we were just going to back the favourite straight off. And as winnings are more if this is the outcome. And we've covered ourselves for a no liability on the 0-0-1 and on the 1-0 1-1. Now I'll explain about this 1-0, because I know you're thinking, yeah, but this 1-0 is Dortmund winning, like you're saying. So why you done that? So what I'm going to do is, with this one, if there's an early goal, probably in the first half, depending on what are the odds move and how strong the teams play, if there's a pretty early goal, I'm not like to say how early, because like I say, it depends on how they play, but if there's an early goal, let's say 20 minutes or so, especially before 20 minutes, like if you get your first 5-10 minutes, this is more than likely going to go higher, because the markets are going to expect more goals. They're going to expect it not being 1-0. Or that's what usually happens. So I'm going to leave it at that because I'm going to try and take advantage on it, because if there is a goal in first half and these do move up, then I'm then going to come in with some money on this one at higher odds, just in case it does stay at 1-0. Not going to put too much into it, just a little bit. I might use this, clear these out when I've put these in, when I place the bet, and come in again. So if that makes sense, this could go higher, these odds. If Dortmund get a goal in first half, they could very well go out. If they don't, and at half time there's been no goals, then we'll see what we can play around with. I'll probably put a trade in on this then, just to cover myself. Even if it's half of this, it's still worth doing. And don't forget, we've still got these covered as well down here. So if this has come down and we get a little trade in on this, and then they score after half time, we're all right. You know what I mean? This is not going to go back out again, probably. It's going to come in. It's going to come down after half time, I'd have thought. Quite a lot more, because it's going to start filtering down anyway. Yeah, it would start with no goals. This would probably stop filtering down at about 50, 60 minutes, I assume. And again, we'd be covered on these anyway, a lot of these, the 0-0. So if you watch this video a couple of times, you'll get what I mean if you look at these prices. So we'll be covered on 0-0. This will have come down by half time anyway. We can't really do anything with the 0-0 because we've got zero liability. So we haven't got anything in to take out, basically. You could take the chance and lay in on this at half time if it's come down quite a lot, and take that chance, which will put you more on everything else. But just remember that it's going to be quite a hefty liability on that if you do that, it being a lay, unless it were like odds or 2, which it's not going to be at half time. But like I say, it's half time, it's 0-0, we're all right. 0-0 half time. We'll see what odds are on 1-0, and we decide whether we want to, you know what I mean, have a look how strong Dortmund's been playing. If they think they've been playing weak and they might only get a goal in, we'll come on this one. If we think they're playing really strong and we think they might crack a couple of goals in, we might leave it, because we're not, you know what I mean, we haven't lost anything, got zero liability on it. So yeah, the only markets we are going to be careful with is the 0-2 and the 0-3, which it shouldn't be likely. Like I said, we never know, do we? We never know how these games are going to play out, but Dortmund are a strong favourite, and past stats tell me that they're going to do this as well. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out, and if it goes in his favour with goal scoring, then we'll look at moving some money about, moving some of these, taking some of this out, laying some of this off, and moving some onto the next scoreline. But depending on the time at game, trying to make sure that we have got an end result, that we're coming out with it if we can. So, but I think this is probably a nice little setup. You can add even more to this if you want. It's entirely up to you. You know what I mean? You can keep adding on. You can cover yourself on 0-2 if you want. Put that in. You can put that in at 0. That still only gives us a £39 liability if it's 0-3 or 1-2 or 1-3. Any of those, and down here 2-2 and 2-3. I think they're very unlikely. So you can see how this is really good. You can come onto the any home or these kind of scorelines if you want, but this money can be moved down here depending on how quick these goals come in, and that's what you need to work on. You need to think about what you're going to do if there's an early goal. So yeah, I think leave it at that for now. So have a good look. If you've got this software, have a play around with it and see what you think.